Okay, you guys, if you feel like you want or need or you're ready for some type of change, or there's some type of change in the atmosphere, in your atmosphere, and you need some type of direction, this reading may in fact be for you. So let's go ahead and let's dive in. We're going to start off with the question of where is it exactly that you are headed? So what is this change? Or where is it that you're headed as a result of this change? Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So we have two cards that came out. The first one is card number 20. This is judgment. I'm guided to the word awakening. So there's something that you're starting to see. It could be as a result of, with this Three of Swords, it could be as a result of some type of heartbreak or trauma that you've experienced. Like this heartbreak or this trauma has caused you to wake up, so to speak. Yeah. It could be something that is leading you on like a spiritual path or a spiritual journey. And it was actually like it served as like a little light switch or something being turned on to help guide you along your path or so that you can start your path. I'm hearing key in my ignition. I'm hearing something about reignition. So it could be something that is reigniting your passion for your soul's calling or your soul's journey or your path or something to that effect. Yeah, at the bottom we have Page of Cups. I'm really seriously guided to the spirituality there with the Page of Cups. And at the top we have the Six of Wands. Which is about success, celebration, triumph, and victory. I feel like this is kind of that, turning your pain into profit type energy. And I'm actually getting not necessarily, well, no, yes, profit as in, profit, but I'm also getting profit as in like if this is taking you along some type of spiritual journey or path, it is definitely like it's truly awakening someone's third eye. Like there's something to do with that. So someone is headed down a path of their life journey, their mission, or their, some path of spirituality or, yeah, I'm trying to kind of condense that. So what obstacles do you face? What obstacles, oh, I didn't get to see what that was. What obstacles will you be facing along this path? What are the obstacles? What are the obstacles to this? What are the obstacles? Oh, geez. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands. I'm really got it to enthusiasm. I don't feel like you're very excited about this. Not because I feel like, not because you're not ready or because you don't want to do it, but I feel like, there's some sense of like fear. I'm hearing which way do I go? Like there's just some things that you feel like you need some type of clarity on before you can truly embrace this, right? And venture off onto this, this path. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands and that flipped in reverse in all kinds of crazy ways. I feel like you are wanting to, like you really want, like someone wants a step-by-step, how to spiritually awaken in 10 steps or less, like, step 1, step 2, like someone wants like a blueprint. But what you don't understand is you are the blueprint. So especially if you're having to restart or reignite your path or your mission or, this journey, you might feel like some things are kind of haphazard or, things are just like, being thrown. It's kind of like a sense of, I'm seeing someone throwing, spaghetti at the wall to see if it sticks. And what you don't understand is you are the blueprint. So that's why there's no blueprint readily available for you, because you're going to serve as a blueprint for others. Yes. At the bottom, we have Justice. So there's something to do with cause and effect and clarity. I feel like you are basically meant to, kind of learn as you go. Yeah, it feels very experimental, and that's part of your process, or that's part of your journey, is being able to, or embracing the whole process and the idea of experimentation, what works and what doesn't work. And that those are some things that you're going to be sharing with people along the way. And as you go along, as you know, learn or experience things, you're going to gain more and more clarity through that. Yeah, at the four, at the top, at the four, at the top, we have the Four of Cups. Some of you guys might have guided to the negative outlook. Like, some of you guys might not be seeing, you know, kind of the positive, like, you know, what do you get out of this, or how does this benefit you? But I feel like, you know, the benefits are going to be, you know, you becoming like you gaining profit, you know, and you being a prophet. Like, that is how it's going to benefit you. But there's a sense of, like, you know, maybe you just don't quite see it yet. I'm hearing the song, ain't seen nothing yet. But baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. Yeah. What else? And we have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like right now for someone, this is just really hard. Like, there's no sugarcoating it. There's no, you know, playing, you know, working. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about this. Like, right now, something feels hard to someone. Yeah. I'm hearing something about changing perspective. So it's kind of like, once you start looking at things from in a new light and from a new perspective, that's when things are going to definitely start to improve for you. Right now, you're looking at something as a burden with this Ten of Wands. At the top, we have the Knight of Cups. There's something to do with you following your heart, right? I feel like someone is questioning their heart and their judgment and their intuition, because, you know, maybe thus far I'm seeing like a little, you know, magnifying glass, like someone looking through a magnifying glass. Like, it's kind of like you're looking for evidence that, like, that you're doing the right thing. Or, I mean, I feel like someone is just doubting or questioning the decisions that they're making. Yeah, so it's kind of like, I mean, I hate to, whether it turns out like in a way that you see it as good or you see it as bad, every decision that you're making, you are on the right path. It is as it is meant to be. And remember, like we talked about, someone, like, part of your journey is experimentation. And there's a level of, like, you know, cause and effect. I'm hearing the word theory. So, I feel like someone's supposed to look at something, you know, from the perspective of like a scientist. So I actually see someone with a bunch of like journals, the composition notebooks, or just regular journals. I don't know if someone needs to invest in those. I'm especially seeing like some red ones. I don't know if someone likes red. Some black ones if someone likes, you know, those colors. And again, those composition notebooks, just the regular, you know, they have all kinds of cool designs now, but I'm just seeing the regular ones, the black and white ones. But someone might need to invest in like a stack of those. And it's just the sense of like someone is using, like, there's something to do with like the skill of observation. And we know observation is one of the methods, or one of the steps when it comes to experimenting, conducting an experiment or something like that. Yeah. Did I talk about, we have the Fool at the bottom? I'm guided to innocence here. I think I shuffled. I think that's what it was. But there's something to do with innocence, like looking at something from a child's perspective or mindset. I'm being reminded of, like, you know, when I first decided to become a teacher, like I took what was considered the alternative route, right? So I already had a degree. I was working in social work, and I already had a degree in social work, but I had a degree also in Spanish. And so, you know, of course, it's like, okay, well, I can go and be a Spanish teacher. And part of the program is for you to like do your student teaching. Like, you could do your student teaching while you're doing it, or actually, or you could just like get a job. Like you can work as a teacher, like actually get paid and work as a teacher. And in the meantime, you're taking your classes kind of like at night. You're getting observations by the program. You know, this is the program that I was in. And then you're doing your testing, you know, when you're given the okay to do the testing. And with all of the tests, you know, one of the main things that they would say is like, especially if you're getting a job, if you decide to get a job as a teacher, you are going to, like, the test is created in a way that it's meant for best case scenario. Now, that's like if you're living in a utopia or you're working right in a utopia in the best case scenario. And so you have to take your own, like your biases that you've, you know, gained or that you've gathered from, you know, like the times that you were a student in the classroom, or from the time of like you actually teaching. If you decided to just jump into teaching, you had to leave those biases, you know, at the door, because if you didn't, you were not going to pass the test, because the test was not based off of your experiences. The test is based off of, you know, ideal classroom, ideal world type scenarios. So that's, I don't know, that's what I'm kind of being reminded of. So that's for one of you, some of you, none of you. I mean, I don't know. Really, it's for all of you, anyone who this message resonates with. So let's move on. Next, it says, in which direction should you go? So in which direction should you go? Okay, what direction should you go? Yeah. We have the Six of Pentacles. Interesting, because, you know, spirituality is very broad, right? And you can be a spiritual teacher. Maybe that's why I brought up teaching. You could be being called to teach something from a more balanced perspective. Remember, we're talking about the experimentation and the cause and effect. You're meant to, and I don't mean like teacher, like you have to be sitting in a classroom. Like if you have YouTube or you have your own platform, essentially, more than likely, like you're teaching someone something, right? So it could be in that sense. For some of you guys, if you have an experience where a lot of negative experiences, quote unquote, as it relates to like work and workplace and coworkers and things like that, that's your clue as to what it is that you're supposed to be teaching about. Like that's your path. You're supposed to teach people something to do with like your experiences as it relates to work, community. That makes me think of like more of like anything that has to do with like an organizational level. So this could be, this could be like within a relationship, like a family, the family dynamics that, you know, your family could be your community, in relationships, you know, like love relationships. It could have something to do with that. I'm hearing the sanctity of marriage. It could be, you know, something to do with going back to work. Like, you know, if you had issues with like, you know, following commands or directions or like the hierarchy, as it, you know, with a workplace, like, there's something to do with that. For some of you guys, I'm really guided to, I keep looking at that word charity as well. So I feel like in the sense of, if you are an overgiver, an oversharer, you give too much, you do too much, and I'm also hearing, and you're not, and because you're not doing enough, like that was like a response of like in a song, like you're oversharing, you're overgiving, you're overdoing, and the people, so that has to do with like relationship dynamics where it has to do with like reciprocity, right? So there's something to do with that for some of you guys as well. Like, what is it that you're supposed to talk about, or what is it that you're supposed to teach, or what is it that you're supposed to do? For some of you guys, it could be something along those lines. Yeah, at the bottom is the Six of Wands. I feel like it's, you know, you're teaching people how to be successful in those particular areas. And at the top, we have number 16, the Tower, broken pride. and sudden upheaval is what I'm guided to. So there's something to do with, like, you know, maybe prepping people or preparing people or helping them to pick up the pieces of their life. If they've experienced, you know, like some type of trauma or heartbreak or something as it relates to, you know, any of those things that I just kind of touched on. Right. And then we have, do we need anything else about what direction do you go? Anything else? No. So we're going to go ahead and look at what guidance you need to take from the universe, or what is your guidance from the universe. So messages from the universe as it relates to this. What do you need? Okay. All right. We have the Queen of Cups, and that came out in reverse. I'm being guided to selfish. So it may seem counterproductive or counterintuitive to some of you guys. But the universe is telling you to be selfish, to pour more into yourself and into, you know, anything that's going to propel you forward or help you reach your goal, or, you know, yeah, there's something to do with that. Yeah, we have the Star. That's going to be a way, that's going to be something that's going to help you to, you know, heal, if that's something that you feel like you need to do, heal much more quickly. It's going to help to, like, that is how you get rejuvenated. So if you feel like at any point, like, you know, we talked about, some of you guys may not be very enthusiastic about this journey that you've been on thus far, or the thought of having to start a journey such as this. You know, maybe you've had some stop and starts, or, you know, something, false starts is what I'm hearing. Look, we have spirituality again, but like, this is going to be like, being selfish is going to help rejuvenate you. It's not about you being selfish and mean and, you know, to others just for the sake of being selfish and mean and, you know, whatever. And it's not even being mean, right? This is something to do with, like, you pouring back into yourself, or, you know, pouring into yourself the way that others may not. For some of you guys, you're probably supposed to show people how to, you know, I'm hearing my cup runneth over. Some people, like you, some of you guys are supposed to show people how to fill up their own cups. I'm actually seeing one of the things that we had to do. This was like when I was a teacher. I did it as a principal too. I stole that from one of the principals, but which they stole it from someone, so it doesn't matter. But it's like where you do the drop in the bucket, and, you know, you go around and you fill people's buckets with compliments and things like that. But some of you guys are having to learn and teach along this journey how to fill up your own bucket, so to speak, right? So you're not relying on outside or external validation. Yeah, at the top we have the Sun. I'm being guided to positivity, something to do with, like, bringing more positivity into your life, more joy, more happiness. For some of you guys, like, your mood definitely impacts or affects your level of success with anything and everything that you do, whether it's, you know, from relationships or work or whatever it is that you do. There's something to do with that. We have Six of Wands that came out, and I feel like a message from the universe is you will be successful. You will be victorious in whatever this is, and you will be celebrated. There are people that are waiting for this information and this guidance that you have to give, that you have to offer. I feel like people are going to admire you. They're going to admire your tactics, is what I'm hearing. They're going to admire your story. At the bottom, we have the Nine of Wands, and I'm guided to where it says battle worn. I feel like you've fought you fought a tough battle, or you've fought several battles, and you've still overcome. You know, you persisted, you kept going. We have the Page of Swords that came out. I'm guided to use your head. So there's something to do with also, like, you making sure, yeah, I'm hearing the talk of the town. There's something to do with that. But there's also, like, if you were an overly emotional, or you were a very emotional person, like, people are going to admire how you are now able to balance that out with your logic. And you got that through trial and error, through experimentation, through the lessons, the many numerous lessons that you have learned. Okay, what else from the universe? What does the universe want you to know? Yeah, we have the Six of Swords. What is it? There's something to do with, I'm guided to where it says moving from trauma. I feel like there's something to do with someone, you know, the universe wanting you to know, like, to not stew in your past traumas, to move forward from that. You are going to use it as a teaching tool. Also, I'm getting, you know, like as a step stool. This is going to be something that that's going to help you move up, you know, some type of ranks or something like that. But realize that you are not your trauma. You're not your past trauma. And I'm hearing something about what's done is done. Also, there's something to do with like you knowing, just a heads up or a reminder, you are in a period of transition. You are currently transitioning from one level or phase of your life. I'm hearing up level. You're moving up within, you know, this game of life, or, you know, whatever you want to call it, right? We have the World. Some of you guys definitely are supposed to be, like, if you're not already, you're supposed to be doing something like on a platform. You're supposed to have a platform and be teaching from that platform, sharing from that platform. That platform is your pulpit, so to speak. Yeah. With this World card at the bottom. But also I'm being guided to successful, like this successful endings. This is definitely going to end well for you. This is going to lead to a level of a degree of success for you. And at the top, we have the Seven of Cups. Yeah. Huh. Decisions, or what is this about? You're going, yeah, this is going to open you up or present you with a lot of opportunities. I'm guided to the word opportunities. So I'm hearing something about looking a gift horse in the mouth. So that is about, you know, there's something to do with like not letting your pride and ego get the best of you or the better of you, to where you don't see opportunities that are sitting right there in your face. Like, you know, making sure that you're not snubbing your nose at really good opportunities. Yeah. There's something to do with like you're having to use your logic and use your head to kind of sift through, you know, certain things as to like what is good for you and what's not. I'm also hearing what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Some of you guys may feel like, you know, some type of life or lifestyle is good for other people, but it's not good for you. But it is. It is, my friend. There's what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Yeah. What else? Do we need to pull any more? Yes. Let's do one. Okay, I'm getting one more. We're going to do one more. So these were messages from the universe of what you need to know. Yeah, we have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands. I'm guided to the word adventure. What's at the bottom? At the bottom is Ace of Swords, which is breakthrough. And then at the top, we have Star. We have faith. There's something to do with, is this with the foresight? No. There's something to do with like you looking at this in another perspective, from another vantage point or viewpoint, right? Yeah. I don't know if someone is looking at it like, oh, I have to do this, or, you know, there's something to do with like changing your wording to, I get to do this, I get to teach, I get to, you know, whatever, like, you know, looking at something as more of a positive than a negative. Looking at this journey, so to speak, you know, this calling, as an adventure. Yeah. That's going to be like, that's when you're going to experience some type of breakthrough, when you change the way I'm hearing change the game, change the name of the game. When you make those changes, that's when you're going to experience some type of breakthrough. There's something to do with you making sure, I'm hearing, oh ye of so little faith, making sure that you maintain or keep your faith. Yeah. That's something else that's going to keep you motivated, that's going to keep you going, that's going to keep you rejuvenated. Okay. Anything else? Okay, so that's what I have, you guys. I hope that this message was helpful. Be sure to hit the thumbs up and let me know how this message resonates with you, if it resonates with you. If it didn't resonate, obviously it's not, it's not your message, it's not your deal, and we have lots more videos to come, so don't worry about it, okay? But I hope that they were helpful. I love you. Have a beautiful and fantabulous rest of your day. Bye now. Mwah.